In our society, it is important that everybody gets the help that they need. Spot and Support training course is meant to build the capacity of youth workers in order to help them spot, counsel and support the victims. I believe that the help for youth and children is not as accessible as it should be. That is why we've gathered youth workers from 8 different countries who participate in different workshops and various activities in order to help them in their everyday work.
Personally, I have had some issues relating violence and physical abuse. Some friends of mine had trouble in their relationships and I needed to support them. So I think it is important for all of us to learn how to behave in such situations.
I think we're not entirely aware how many in how many aspects of our life we have to deal with inequalities between genders, between people in general.
It's difficult to recognize when a person is abused. For us, it's very difficult, but we live with this situation sometimes.
My friend, she was raped, and I wish that I knew some of the things that I learned here, in the time that I found out that she was raped. I think that I could help her more.
When I heard about this project and when I heard the topic human rights and sexual education, it was really quite good for me, especially the part of the sexual education is quite taboo in most of the countries, especially if you mentioned like Western Balkans or Eastern Europe more part. So I think it's really important to talk about this, and I also wanted to share my own experience and the knowledge and the background regarding the topic.
It was nice and encouraging to see so many motivated and active participants engaging in various activities during the project. Although it was challenging to cater to different backgrounds and experiences of the participants, all in all, I believe that the experiences gained during this project would encourage youth workers to support the local community with the knowledge gained during this training course.
I have learned many things during this, if you would ask me, like in this project. The most important one would be how we should spot the people who are facing some problems, and then how we can support them, because this is the topic and this is what we really actually learned. So I feel now more confident that if something happens, even in my work or in my everyday life, I can behave better in this situation.
So yes, definitely I learned something, especially from the presenters, from the girls. It was quite useful for me, and I already asked from the staff to upload the presentations and everything, so I can also use in my youth work in a way to adopt it as well.
On this project, I learned how to talk with the victims of violence. I learned which questions are okay, like some are not sensitive, some are more sensitive, how to stick to the core, what kind of bond should we make with them.
The training helped me to recognize the situation of abuse, and people are teaching me how is the situation in their countries. For example, Croatia, Greece or Italy, it's more similar, but in Estonia there are differences, but we can use the difference to involve the society with participation and other techniques that can be useful for us.
We had the sessions about counselling and how we could approach those people, how we can try to help them out. Yeah, the fact we had quite a lot of this kind of activities focused on helping people. Well, I haven't yet been in that situation when my close friend or relative were harassed or abused, but I think if that happens in the future, I will be more prepared thanks to this.
The environment in which we worked during this week really helped us to get in the issue we were working in.
I've been to 5 projects together, but I've never seen this kind of environment. I'm really amazed. I think it has a huge value to the project. It gives huge value to the project, because otherwise, I mean, for me, it makes me more comfortable. It makes me feel more relaxed. Like I'm in the nature with other people, like kind of isolated, but in a good way, because we have much more chances to get to know each other and bond as a team. So I think this is a perfect environment for a project like this to take place.
We have like a session of workshops really focused on the project, on the topic of equality and discrimination. And let's say that if like it's kind of a tough topic to talk about discrimination, sexual abuse and harassment as we did today, then after this you're kind of tired both mentally and physically. So these activities in the evening, when it's more like relaxation time, I think they add a big value, and also they contain some cultural aspect.
Yes, I like the Olympics, because we are all together, jumping, rolling.
What I liked the most were the Olympic Games that we played, and I think it made us connect more as a team, which is very important so that we can proceed to the rest of the activities we do that are more formal and serious.
I really liked that we had a lot of doctors or future to be doctors, so it was their like own approach and like more theoretical point of view, and in this way I found it like really nice, the combination of both non-formal and formal education, because here on the training course we are the group of youth workers, trainers, trustees, directors, and we need like more knowledge and to gain more experience in order to have our successful methods. So yes, definitely I learned something.
I learned a lot of things, and I got some really good friends here that I will certainly stay in touch with.
Erasmus Plus make us to be more open-minded, okay? Because you know what happens in other places, and it gives you a lot of skills, because are very important to know how to relate with others.
It's great that I had the chance to be here. I'm really glad.
Erasmus Plus has changed my life in a way. So I've learned so much, and I'm like totally different person than I used to. So I would suggest like everyone to be a part of it. And yes, there is like opportunity for everyone to be a part of it. So let's just say that again, like one more time, we're really happy that we can be part of this, our small community around Europe, and hopefully moreover in the future.
I'd really like to thank Youth Europa for giving us the opportunity to be here and learn all these things. And also I would like to thank personally its participants for bringing their own background and their own experience and sharing all this together to have this awesome result. Thank you.